What if I told you that the reason your legs feel weaker every morning has nothing to do with your age and everything to do with a simple mistake you're making within the first hour of waking up? A mistake that's literally stealing your muscle strength while you sleep and continuing to rob you of your independence every single day. I'm not talking about some rare disease or genetic condition. I'm talking about something so common that 8 out of 10 people over 60 do it without even realizing the devastating impact it's having on their legs, their balance, and their ability to live freely. The worst part? Most doctors never mention this because they don't even recognize it as the root cause of muscle weakness in seniors. But here's what's exciting. Once you understand what's happening and make one small change to your morning routine, you can actually reverse years of muscle loss in your legs. I've seen 70-year-olds regain the leg strength they had in their 50s. 65-year-olds throw away their walking aids, and countless seniors rediscover the confidence to climb stairs, walk long distances, and live without the constant fear of falling. The science behind this is absolutely fascinating, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do tomorrow morning to start rebuilding your leg muscles, improving your balance, and reclaiming your independence. Stay with me because what I'm about to share could change everything about how you age. Let me start with Margaret's story. At 67, Margaret was a retired school teacher who used to love gardening, taking long walks with her husband, and playing with her grandchildren. But over the past 2 years, something had changed dramatically. Every morning when she tried to get out of bed, her legs felt like they belonged to someone else. Heavy, unsteady, weak. She'd sit on the edge of the bed for several minutes, working up the courage to stand because she never knew if her legs would support her properly. Her husband noticed she was gripping the handrails tightly when going up and down stairs. She stopped gardening because kneeling and standing became too difficult. Worst of all, she started declining invitations to play with her grandchildren because she was terrified of losing her balance and falling while they were running around. Margaret wasn't sick, her blood work was normal. Her doctor said it was just normal aging and suggested she take it easy, but Margaret refused to accept that explanation. So, she started researching, and what she discovered really shocked her. The problem wasn't actually her age, it was what she was doing every single morning that was, well, accelerating her muscle loss. You see, after we sleep for 7 to 9 hours, our bodies enter what's called a catabolic state. This basically means our metabolism shifts into muscle breakdown mode to provide energy for our organs and brain. Now, in younger people, this isn't a big problem because their bodies quickly switch back to muscle-building mode once they eat. But for people over 60, this process is much slower and, honestly, a lot less efficient. Here's the critical part. If you don't eat the right combination of nutrients within the first hour of waking up, your body just keeps breaking down muscle tissue for energy. And yeah, guess which muscles get targeted first? The largest muscle groups in your body, your legs, your quadriceps, hamstrings, calves, and glutes are literally being consumed from the inside while you're just going about your morning routine. This process is called sarcopenia, and it's responsible for the gradual weakening that millions of seniors experience. But here's what most people don't realize. Sarcopenia isn't inevitable, and it's not irreversible. When you understand how to interrupt this muscle breakdown cycle every morning, you can actually trigger your body to rebuild and strengthen your leg muscles even at 70, 80, or beyond. Margaret discovered this when she stumbled across a research study from the University of Arkansas that followed 200 adults over 65 for 1 year. Half the group was instructed to eat a specific combination of nutrients within 45 minutes of waking up, while the other half continued their normal breakfast routines. The results were remarkable. The group that changed their morning eating pattern showed a 42% improvement in leg strength, a 35% reduction in fall risk, and many participants reported feeling 10 to 15 years younger in terms of their mobility and energy levels. The secret wasn't expensive supplements or complicated meal plans. It was understanding exactly which nutrients your muscles need first thing in the morning to switch from breakdown mode to rebuild mode. And it starts with protein, but not just any protein. Your body needs what scientists call complete proteins that contain all 9 essential amino acids, particularly one called leucine, which acts like a switch that tells your muscles to start growing instead of shrinking. But protein alone isn't enough. Your muscles also need specific minerals to contract properly and maintain their strength. Potassium, magnesium, and calcium work together to ensure your leg muscles can generate force, maintain coordination, and avoid those painful cramps that so many seniors experience, especially at night. Without these minerals, even if you're getting enough protein, your muscles can't function optimally. There's also a timing component that most people completely miss. Your body's ability to absorb and utilize these nutrients is highest within the first 60 minutes after waking up. This is called the anabolic window, and it's when your muscles are most responsive to nutritional signals. Miss this window, and you've lost your best opportunity to reverse the overnight muscle breakdown and start rebuilding your strength for the day. Let me tell you about the specific foods that research has shown to be most effective for restoring leg strength in people over 60. The first might surprise you because it's incredibly simple. 2 whole eggs, prepared any way you like. Eggs are one of nature's most complete proteins, containing all the amino acids your muscles need in the exact ratios they need them. But here's the key: you must eat the whole egg, not just the egg whites. The yolk contains leucine, vitamin D, and B-complex vitamins that are essential for muscle function and nerve communication between your brain and your legs. Many seniors avoid egg yolks because of outdated cholesterol concerns, but, recent research shows that dietary cholesterol has minimal impact on blood cholesterol for most people, and honestly, the benefits for muscle health far outweigh any potential risks. The second food is Greek yogurt, but again, there's a specific way to use it for maximum benefit. Greek yogurt contains casein protein, which is absorbed slowly by your body, providing a steady supply of amino acids to your muscles throughout the morning. But you need to choose plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt and add your own natural sources of potassium and magnesium. This brings me to the third food, a small banana mixed right into your yogurt. Bananas are packed with potassium, which is, crucial for proper muscle contraction and preventing those nighttime leg cramps that plague so many seniors. The natural sugars in the banana also help transport the protein from the yogurt into your muscle cells more efficiently. The fourth food is one that most people never think of for breakfast, a small handful of pumpkin seeds. These little nutritional powerhouses are loaded with magnesium, zinc, and healthy fats that support muscle recovery and reduce inflammation in your joints. Inflammation is one of the hidden factors that accelerates muscle loss in seniors, so controlling it is crucial for maintaining leg strength. The fifth and perhaps most important food is something you probably have in your kitchen right now, but never thought of as a muscle-building food: oatmeal, made with milk instead of water. The combination of the complex carbohydrates in oats with the protein in milk creates an ideal environment for muscle growth. The oats provide sustained energy to fuel your muscles throughout the day, while the milk adds additional protein and calcium for bone health. But here's where most people go wrong: they eat these foods at different times throughout the day, or prepare them in ways that reduce their effectiveness. The magic happens when you combine them strategically within that first hour after waking up. Margaret started with what she called her strength bowl. She would cook half a cup of oatmeal with milk, then stir in a container of plain Greek yogurt, half a sliced banana, and a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. On the side, she'd have 2 soft-boiled eggs. This combination gave her approximately 35 grams of complete protein, along with all the minerals her muscles needed to shift from breakdown to rebuild mode. Within 2 weeks, Margaret noticed she wasn't hesitating when getting out of bed. Within a month, the nighttime leg cramps that had been waking her up disappeared completely. By the 3rd month, she was back in her garden playing with her grandchildren and taking those long walks with her husband that she had missed so much. But nutrition is only part of the equation. There are also specific movement patterns that can accelerate your muscle rebuilding process, and they don't require a gym membership or expensive equipment. The key is understanding that your leg muscles need to be activated every morning to signal to your body that they're still important and worth maintaining. This is where most seniors make another critical mistake. They eat breakfast and then sit down to read the paper, watch the news, or check their phone. But your muscles need movement signals within that same anabolic window to maximize the benefit of the nutrients you've just consumed. The solution is surprisingly simple. A 5-minute morning routine that you can do right in your living room while wearing your pajamas. It starts with what I call activation movements that wake up the major muscle groups in your legs without causing strain or fatigue. First, while standing next to a sturdy chair for balance if needed, you simply march in place for 30 seconds, lifting your knees as high as comfortable. This activates your hip flexors and quadriceps and gets blood flowing to your leg muscles. Next, you do 10 slow, controlled calf raises, rising up on your toes and lowering back down. This activates your calf muscles and improves circulation in your lower legs. The third movement is side leg lifts. Still holding your chair for balance, you lift one leg out to the side about 6 inches and lower it back down, repeating 10 times on each side. This activates your hip abductors, which are crucial for balance and preventing falls. Finally, you do 10 gentle squats, only going down as far as comfortable, using your chair for support if needed. This activates your glutes and quadriceps, the largest muscles in your legs. The entire routine takes less than 5 minutes, but it sends powerful signals to your muscles that they need to maintain and build strength. Combined with the proper nutrition, this simple routine can literally reverse years of muscle loss. There's also a hydration component that most people overlook. During sleep, your body becomes dehydrated, and your muscles are particularly sensitive to fluid balance. Starting your day with proper hydration helps transport nutrients to your muscles and removes waste products that can interfere with muscle function. But it's not just about drinking water. Your body needs electrolytes, particularly sodium and potassium, to maintain proper fluid balance in your muscle cells. The best way to achieve this is to drink a large glass of water with a pinch of high-quality sea salt first thing in the morning, before your strength-building breakfast. This might sound counterintuitive, especially if you've been told to avoid salt, but we're talking about a tiny amount of natural sea salt, not processed table salt. Natural sea salt contains trace minerals that your muscles need, and the small amount helps your body actually absorb and utilize the water more effectively. Margaret incorporated this into her routine as well. She'd wake up, drink her salt water, do her 5-minute activation routine, then eat her strength bowl. This sequence really maximized her body's ability to shift from overnight muscle breakdown to active muscle rebuilding. The results speak for themselves. After 6 months of following this routine, Margaret's leg strength had improved so dramatically that her doctor was amazed. Her balance scores on standardized tests had improved by over 40%, and she reported feeling more confident and energetic than she had in years. But Margaret's story isn't unique. I've worked with hundreds of seniors who have experienced similar transformations simply by understanding and implementing these principles. So, the key here is really consistency and timing. You don't need perfect execution every single day, but you do need to hit that morning anabolic window most days to see significant results. There are also some common mistakes that can sabotage your progress, even if you're doing everything else right. The first is drinking coffee before eating. Caffeine on an empty stomach can interfere with nutrient absorption and actually accelerate muscle breakdown. If you must have your morning coffee, just wait until after you've eaten your strength-building breakfast. The second mistake is eating too much sugar or refined carbohydrates with your breakfast. While your muscles do need some carbohydrates for energy, too much sugar causes inflammation and can interfere with protein synthesis. Stick to natural sources like bananas or berries and avoid pastries, sugary cereals, or fruit juices. The third mistake is not eating enough. Many seniors, especially women, have been conditioned to eat very small breakfasts or skip breakfast altogether in an attempt to manage their weight. But when you're over 60, your priority needs to shift from weight management to muscle preservation. A strong, muscular body is far healthier and more functional than a weak, skinny one. There's also the issue of medications. Honestly, many common medications taken by seniors can interfere with nutrient absorption or muscle function. For example, diuretics can deplete potassium and magnesium. Statins can interfere with muscle protein synthesis, and while proton pump inhibitors can reduce absorption of B vitamins and minerals. If you're taking any medications, it's important to work with your doctor to ensure you're getting adequate nutrition despite any potential interference. In some cases, you may need higher amounts of certain nutrients or, specific timing of your meals relative to your medications. Another factor that can impact your results is sleep quality. Poor sleep actually accelerates muscle breakdown and, interferes with muscle recovery. If you're not sleeping well, even the best nutrition and exercise routine just won't be as effective. There are specific strategies for improving sleep quality in seniors, including, managing room temperature, avoiding screens before bed, and addressing sleep disorders like sleep apnea. Stress is another hidden factor that can sabotage your muscle-building efforts. Chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, which directly interferes with muscle protein synthesis and accelerates muscle breakdown. Finding effective ways to manage stress, whether through meditation, gentle yoga, social connections, or hobbies, is crucial for maintaining muscle mass as you age. The social aspect of eating is also important. Many seniors live alone and may not prioritize preparing nutritious meals for themselves. If this sounds familiar, consider meal prepping on weekends, joining community meal programs, or even finding an accountability partner who's also focused on maintaining their health and independence. One of the most rewarding aspects of this approach is how quickly you can start to see and feel results. Unlike many health interventions that take months to show benefits, proper morning nutrition and activation can start improving your energy and stability within days. Most people notice improved morning energy within the first week, better sleep and fewer leg cramps within 2 weeks, and measurable improvements in strength and balance within 4 to 6 weeks. The psychological benefits are just as important as the physical ones. When you start feeling stronger and more stable, your confidence increases. You're more likely to stay active, maintain social connections, and continue living independently. This creates a positive feedback loop where your improved physical condition supports better mental health, which in turn motivates you to continue taking care of yourself. For those who are already dealing with more significant mobility challenges, don't be discouraged. Even if you're using a walker or wheelchair, these nutritional principles still apply. Your muscles still need proper nutrition to maintain whatever function they have and prevent further deterioration. The activation exercises can be modified to be done seated or with additional support. The key is to start where you are and focus on progress, not perfection. If you can only manage 2 of the 5 foods initially, that's still better than continuing with poor morning nutrition. If you can only do 2 of the 4 activation exercises, that's still sending important signals to your muscles. The goal is to gradually build up to the full routine as your strength and confidence improve. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize that aging doesn't have to mean accepting weakness and dependency. Yes, our bodies change as we get older, but much of what we attribute to so-called normal aging is actually the result of poor nutrition, inactivity, and honestly just not really understanding how our bodies work. The morning routine I've described isn't complicated or expensive. It doesn't require any special equipment or supplements. It simply requires, a shift in thinking, from accepting decline to actively promoting strength and vitality. Your legs have carried you through decades of life, and with the right care, they can continue to carry you with strength and confidence for decades to come. Tomorrow morning, you have a choice. You can continue with the habits that may be contributing to gradual muscle loss and increasing frailty, or you can take the first step toward rebuilding your strength and reclaiming your independence. The power is literally in your hands, or should I say, on your breakfast plate. Remember, every single morning is an opportunity to signal to your body that you want to maintain and build strength, not lose it. Your muscles are waiting for the right nutrients and the right signals to start rebuilding. Give them what they need, and they'll give you back the strength and confidence you deserve. If you found this information helpful, please share it with other seniors in your life who might benefit from understanding these principles. Together, we can change the narrative about aging from inevitable decline to continued strength and vitality. Your best years don't have to be behind you. With the right approach, they can be ahead.